I get my ideas or inspiration very often from my own dreams. From my childhood, I always had lots of colorful, beautiful dreams, and it's always I see in my dreams something which I don't see in the real life. So therefore, I have no language to describe it. And it is sometimes something, some object, or sometimes it's a state of emotion, or sometimes it's a very absurd, crazy situation. It's very different. And I always get inspiration and idea how my music will sound from my dream. It's very abstract, so I can't describe it in a better way.
Every piece I know so far from Unsuk Chin is she has her own language, and this language, it is so special. And like when you listen to Beethoven or when you listen to Mozart, you can immediately tell after 10 seconds this is Mozart or this is Beethoven. And with her it's the same, and this is a strong quality. And I think yeah, she is not a string player, but she just writes what she wants to express, and then we are the ones, the instrumentalist is the one who has to deal with it. And it is definitely an absolute limit piece. It's at the absolute edge and limit of possibilities of today's playing. I don't know, maybe in 50 years it will be easy, but at the current state I would say it's the most difficult piece I've ever seen.
This piece is quite different from my other instrumental concerto. Since middle of 90s, I wrote a couple of instrumental concerto, piano concerto, violin concerto, and so on. And it is always, for me, I was trying to create a very abstract form of music. But for cello concerto, I was really worried about this type of the concerto, because cello is different from piano and violin, so they can be very present as a soloist. But cello, it's very difficult to get the best balance between the soloist and the orchestra. And if you don't care of the balance as a composer, you won't hear anything from the soloist. So I was really worried, and then I studied lots of other pieces, and then I was trying to find out how to achieve the best balance between the soloist and the orchestra.
As a listener, you see someone interacting, but the orchestra is not directly communicating with the cellist. It's more interfering, actually. So it produces the cloud sound of cloud around the cello, and the cello actually sort of isolated just goes forward and forward and forward, and the orchestra always tries to keep it back, and or hit it, or try to stop it from moving further. And this this experience of having different directions pulling in different sides, this is what makes this effort so big. And when you play, when you listen, you feel this efforts, and after that you're extremely exhausted.
The cello is singing all the time, but at the same time he's fighting against the whole orchestra, and it is a very tiny small instrument, and then the cello doesn't have so much volume of sound, but nevertheless he is fighting against the full orchestra sound.
Very soft second. Very soft second, please.